Greetings, it is I, Dreadscape Gaming. How are all of you doing, Dread Knights, here on Twitch TV? It is true. Dread is back on Twitch. Not 5 days a week, though. I'm going to be doing at least 2 exclusive Twitch streams a week moving forward. Obviously, I had a little bit of extra time this week on Friday, so I am going to be playing Diablo 4 today. But before we get into that, there are probably some people who do not know me over here on Twitch TV, despite the fact I've been here since 2019. So I figure it would be a good time to re-debut and get you a little bit better acquainted with myself. So I have prepared a couple of slides just that we can go over what type of VTuber and content creator that I am. So shall we get started? We should, right? Might as well. So let me cue it up here. Hopefully you can read this. If you're on a big screen, you'll be able to, like a computer. If you're on a mobile device, I'm sorry. I didn't optimize this for mobile devices, but I will read it to you, so don't worry. Okay, so let's go over a couple things. Channel name, Dreadscape Gaming. My name, however, is Dread. It has always been Dread. I have had that nickname for God knows how long. Yerv, who is a Dead by Daylight content creator, is the one that kind of labeled me Dread, and I kind of always stuck with it. So, my nickname is the Dragon of the Abyss. My Oshi mark, although I do not lean into idol culture, is a dragon. So if you want on social media and stuff, if you're a member of the Dread Knight Army, a dragon emoji is my Oshi mark. Now, I stream Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern to 6 a.m. JST, but I don't always stream, like I said, on Twitch. I will stream 2 times on Twitch a week. I think the plan right now is I'm going to do a Twitch stream every Friday, and then I think I might do a Twitch stream every, Tuesday. That seems kind of nice to me. I might change that up where I just do Twitch Thursdays and Fridays. I'm not sure yet, though. But then the rest of the week is on YouTube. So we're going to divvy it up. You know, spread all our eggs out, so to speak. Type of VTuber that I am say-so. So that means I don't curse, I don't say lewd things on my stream. I try to keep it, PG so that everybody can be able to watch my content. Obviously, if you're a chibi and stuff, you're not supposed to be here. There's obviously rules on Twitch, and if I find out that anybody here is breaking rules, obviously you will be automatically banned. Also, that is a good point to point out. Please, before chatting, make sure you read my chat rules. They're available everywhere. Okay, next up. Fan name, you are the Dread Knights. That is a pun on the Death Knights from various different RPGs over the years. If you're a fan of World of Warcraft or a fan of Final Fantasy VII, you know what a Death Knight is. Type of content that I make. I obviously stream, I make YouTube shorts, I make YouTube videos based on ARPG dungeon crawlers where I make build guide videos to help you get better at video games. That's the stuff that I'm known for over on YouTube. Favorite genres of games? I love dungeon crawlers, action RPGs, horror games, roguelites, wrestling games. Favorite video games? Diablo. The whole Diablo franchise. I'm a big fan of all of them. Monster Hunter. Love all the Monster Hunter games. You will see me play Monster Hunter here on Twitch TV a couple of times. Dead by Daylight. You will see me play Dead by Daylight here on Twitch TV as well. Final Fantasy VII. One of my favorite games. I don't know if we'll do this one on Twitch, but I'm thinking about it. It depends. Jaws for the NES. I did a speedrun of this over on YouTube this week. Don't worry, you will get your speedrun session of me doing Jaws on the NES over here as well. Vampire Survivors, as well as Vampire Crawlers. I have to go back and finish Vampire Crawlers. Binding of Isaac, I misspelled that. Potato brain moment, but I do love roguelikes, like I mentioned. And Pokemon. I don't know if we're going to get to play any Pokemon games. It depends. I mean, I'm not, in bad standing with Nintendo, but I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not sure if I'm going to get one. If Nintendo wants to send me a Nintendo Switch 2 to be able to play games on stream and stuff, Dread is willing to sell out, like always. Okay. Likes, video games, cinematography, music, art. Cinematography, I am in the film and television industry, for those who don't know that. Music, I can pick apart a whole bunch of songs, a whole bunch of music, try to find out their meaning. I like a lot of music. People would be surprised at the stuff that I do listen to. Art, I'm terrible at art, but I have mentioned this over on YouTube when we redebuted earlier this week, that I do like to watch art streams. I watch a lot of art streams because they're nice, chill, relaxed vibes. That's one of the things I like to watch before I go to bed sometimes. So, if you're an artist of some sort, definitely send me stuff. I'm going to snooze this ad because I don't want you to watch ads right now. Because, you know what, I do need to get paid, and that's part of Twitch agreement as an affiliate. but you don't have to watch that one right now. The other thing is, too, when I do see that there's an ad, I'm probably going to do like Queso does. So, like, if it's a game that I can pause what I'm doing, I will pause what I'm doing unless it's, like, something that's timed. Because I understand that there are people who don't have money to pay for a Twitch sub, and I understand that. I want you to be able to. Obviously, if I'm playing a game I can't pause it in, like an online multiplayer game, that's a little bit different, okay? So that's a little something that you know. See, I don't want anybody to feel like they're threatened or that they have to subscribe to the channel. I don't, you know... I want you to do that if you want to support me. If not, just watch the ads, right? Okay, so getting back to likes, I like dogs, I like cats, I like aquatic life, I like shark ecology. I'm a big fan of Jaws. That's how I got into sharks. I went to SeaWorld when I was a little kid. That's how I got into marine life and stuff. I like comic books. Spider-Man is my favorite. What else do we have on here? Anime. I'll go over that a little bit more in detail in a second. Manga, pizza, Mexican food, Japanese culture, professional wrestling. I watch WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, a lot of indie promotions. I am a big fan of sports, particularly I love basketball. I also like rabbits, people who yap a lot, basically. It's UK slang for people who yap a lot. So if you don't know that about me, now you know that if you yap a lot, I'm probably going to kind of gravitate towards you because... I like people that can talk more than I can, and I'm pretty big, yapper, as some people have probably already figured out. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to prepare the next slide for you. So that way, okay, this one's a little bit bigger, so hopefully you'll be able to see. It's not too many other things on here, so just bear with me here. Because I want you to get to know me, because a lot of you have probably never seen me before. It's been a while since I've been here. Dislikes. I do not like mean people. I do not like people who play with people's hearts. I do not like people who are mean just for the sake that they can be. Mean people suck. Be nice to everyone, always. That's my philosophy. I don't like insects. I am actually petrified of certain insects like bees. I have an actual natural phobia to bees. Seafood. I don't like seafood because, as I mentioned above, I did take care of aquatic life. I had a lot of fish tanks growing up. I had a lot of fish tanks as an adult, so I do not like to eat seafood. I don't like eggs. In anatomy class, I found out what eggs really are. They disgust me now. I do still use eggs for cooking. Obviously, it's in cakes, but I don't like the physical concept of eating an actual egg, knowing what it is. If I don't see it in the ingredients, it's out of sight, out of mind. I also hate stop having fun culture. I believe if you like something, whether it's video games, whether it's anime, whether it's manga, whether it's VTubing, whether it's whatever nerdiness it is, whatever is your passion in life, you should have fun doing it. I don't think anybody should gatekeep anybody in regards to that type of stuff, Dread Knights. So that's why I do not like stop having fun culture. Alright, moving on, favorite animes. Super Dimensional Fortress Macross. As you can tell from this list, I am from the Toonami era of anime fans. Super Dimensional Fortress Macross, I saw Robotech originally when it aired on Toonami, and then I went out and got Super Dimensional Fortress Macross, a fan sub of it, because I found out there was a movie of it. That's how I got introduced to the actual real series, bought the Japanese DVD, as well as Blu-rays. And that's how I became a lifelong fan. That is my favorite of all time. I also like Gundam Wing. I have seen the whole entire series. Hirayui is my favorite character. Wing Zero is my favorite Gundam of all time, particularly the version from the Endless Waltz. I won't spoil it for people who maybe have not seen that. Tenchi Muyo, the whole entire series of it, I really do enjoy Tenchi Muyo. It's been one of my favorites. Universe is probably my all-time out of the whole franchise, but some people don't like it because it's an alternate timeline. Dragon Ball, all of it. Goku was a big inspiration growing up as well as concurrently, because he always teaches you to always surpass your limits, never give up. He was the underdog for a very long time and became one of the strongest. And, you know, now there's the God of Destructions that are stronger than them. Mobile Battleship Martian Successor Nandesco. I do like the series. Let's go and check it out. Urosel Yatsuru, Yu Yu Hakusho, Cowboy Bebop. All these things are good. Cowboy Bebop, I actually prefer the English dubbed version of it as opposed to the Japanese version. I think the English dubbed one is superior. Future goals. As a VTuber, I would like to hit partnership on YouTube as well as Twitch TV. Merch, that is something that is potentially going to happen in the future, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that, Dread Knights, as well. I'm going to move myself a little bit down if I can here. Let's see. because I see I'm a little bit up. So I'll move myself here so I'm not like peeking too much there. Let's continue to go over our goals. I would like to collab with every VTuber. In fact, I have started collabing with VTubers on YouTube. I did a collab yesterday in Monster Hunter Wilds with Terrence. On next week, I will be collabing with somebody in Repo. I don't want to say who it is just yet because we're finalizing the details. I also would like to collab with Diablo because, as most people know, I got my big break doing Diablo free videos on YouTube. So I would love to be included in Diablo in some shape or form. Collab with Monster Hunter, I would love to. Again, I play a lot of Monster Hunter. I would love to be included in some shape and form. Monster Hunter, so being able to collab with Diablo and Monster Hunter are future goals, as well as hitting partnership on YouTube. I also would like to host and stream a big VTuber tournament. I do not know if we are going to be able to do this one Dread Nights because I have to get a lot of VTubers together, and that might be a little bit difficult, but I think that is something that we are going to try to do in the not too distant future. The other thing that I'd like to do as a goal is leave VTubing in a better state when I got into it, because VTubing, I'm not saying everyone, but there's a lot of toxicity in the VTuber industry, particularly on the professional side. So it's my job as a VTuber. I am actually a corporate VTuber for Psycha Studios, the studios that I actually founded. I want to leave it in a better spot, particularly for indie VTubers that are coming up. That is why I spent so much time working now with indie VTubers, because I want to give them a chance. I want to give them an opportunity, and I want to create a better community for them, whether they're men or women. So, you know, that's one of the big goals here. So I want to leave this industry in a better state than it is currently, because there's a lot of stuff that makes me disheartened sometimes with it. Obviously, the last goal would be to retire from VTubing and get married. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but, you know, Dread eventually would like to have at least a bride. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon because I got bit by a rabbit. Anyway, with that being said, though, those are the goals. I am going to start playing some Diablo 4. What we're going to be doing for Diablo 4 today is we are going to be grinding one of my characters in the Eternal Realm, particularly Whirlwind Barbarian, because Whirlwind Barbarian is one of the strongest classes that you can play concurrently at Dread Nights. It is one of the strongest ones, so I definitely want to be able to grind it up for a bit. I'm going to go for about 2 hours today, okay? That's usually the time that I do a stream, mostly 2 hours. Sometimes I might go over, but today I don't really feel like going necessarily over because there's a lot of other things that I want to check out. There's some streamers on Twitch that are buddies of mine that are going to be streaming after me that I want to watch, as well as the fact that Dead by Daylight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard today is going to be revealing what the new chapter is for the PTB that is on, like, Tuesday of next week. And I have a good feeling it's probably going to be Jason Voorhees based on the hints. So let's get into the game, shall we? You will hear the desktop audio in a second. The reason for that is because I'm tapped out of the game. As always, if the game is too loud, let me know. If I'm too loud, let me know. If you see something, as the saying goes, say something, because I do not know. You have custom emotes, you have viewer rewards that you can redeem. In fact, I will actually give you a little example of one. There's an Ara redeem, which is only for 500 points. As you can hear, they work. All of them, I tested them before the stream started. Have fun with them. Don't spam them too much. Also, when I am in full screen, if you raid into me and I don't notice it right away, please do not get upset. I only have one monitor, so I have to kind of switch between my phone and stuff to kind of check these type of things. On top of that, if you do chat in chat and I don't notice it at first, give me time to check on chat. I am not ignoring anyone. It's just if I'm in full screen and I have one monitor, it's very hard to be able to see the chat. I have like a device where I can put it up, but it kind of lags some of my games, so I prefer not to make my computer lag and then like make the gameplay terrible. With that being said, though, let's get into some Diablo 4. Alright, I'm going to show you some of the characters that I have. So I have the Warlock, Kaelin, that was my CISO character, that's at 237. I have Maltorius, which is my... Wow, this game's loud on my end. Let me lower it a bit. Maltorius, which is the Paladin character in the Eternal Realm. Gorath, which is the character that we will be playing today, which is my Whirlwind Barbarian. Krogar, which is my Rogue. I still have to fix this one up because I just re-unlocked the Paragon because you gotta get to level 70 in the Vessel of Hatred. We got Kreiser. Again, these Kiari, Spiritborn. So this is a sorcerer. This is a Spiritborn. Malachor, this is a druid. Demonica, this is a necromancer, and I have another Malachor from a while back. I'm gonna delete one of the Malachors, but not right now. So we're gonna do right now, bring Gorath up to speed. He's Torment 4. Let's see if we could get him to a higher Torment and get some better loot, all those things that you need to do. Alright, great. Perfect. Let me see if I fix my VTuber model. And thank you everybody that's joining or watching. Alright. So Whirlwind Barbarian, I have most of it set up, but I do need like a specific pair of gloves that I have not been able to get to drop. I don't know if I have any more things to transmute. Let's see if I do have one to a unique. I think I'm out of materials. I have one. Let's see if I can get the gloves that I need for this build. Nope. That's the wrong pair of gloves. Cry again. Alright. Let's see here. We got 4 Paragon boards that we can do. Let me check here a second, because it's been a while since I've been messing with this character. So that Paragon board is fine. We're going to start pushing here. I believe we want to get up here for Wild Force first. And then we're going to move into here for Flawless Technique. So let's start investing in some points and just make our way up this way. I'm Paragon 238. We're going to do war plans today. So we're going to do a pit run. We're going to do a nightmare dungeon. I don't like Undercity runs. Some people love them. I hate them. I don't like Infernal Hordes either, but it's still better than our option that we have. Alright, so let's get like a whole bunch of variety Dread Knights. Let's also claim some rewards that we have, because it gives us bonus XP. Might as well get a little bit of XP while we're at it. Alright, so let's go. We got a Realm Power activated. I'm not going to do Torment 7 because this build doesn't do that very comfortably right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a Torment 4. Nice. Okay, good. Let's do this. Now, the one problem with this particular build is it takes a couple seconds for me to regenerate my Fury, because I had a chest piece that could do it, but then I had to swap it out for one that had better stats. So there are going to be times where my Fury regeneration is going to take a couple of seconds, which is kind of why we're trying to focus today on getting like better pieces of gear. This is going to be a true grind session. Now, for those of you who don't know, when it comes to games of this nature, they're more so about the journey than they are the destination. So it's about getting, you know, slowly more powerful, incrementally stronger. This stuff I really live for. You get to min-max. You know, you get to swap out pieces of gear. You get to slay demons. This has always been one of my favorite franchises. In fact, how I got my big break on YouTube, for those of you who maybe don't know, is I started during the pandemic when COVID was, like, making everybody stay home and everybody had to be in quarantine. And what I ended up doing was I made a lot of YouTube guides back then to keep my sanity, so to speak. And what I did was I played a lot of Diablo 3. I made Diablo 3 build videos. Some of the most famous ones that I did was on the Necromancer, as well as the Witch Doctor. Which is kind of funny considering my favorite character in all of Diablo franchise is the Sorcerer/Sorcerer. As well as the Wizard, because the Wizard was Diablo 3, you know. So I always kind of use the same character names for the most part. I'm actually pretty happy that we got the Paladin back, because he was a very classic character in Diablo 2, even though he technically was in Diablo 3 as the Crusader. I did like the Warlock as well. Apocalypse Warlock build was pretty good. But there was like a little bit of damage drop-offs too. Like, I think really when it comes to like Whirlwind Barbarian, like especially you go higher up from what I've seen others playing it, which is why now I'm like, I'm going back to Eternal Realm to, you know, fill out my inner fantasy of Conan the Barbarian, so to speak. Anybody even remember Conan the Barbarian or Conan the Destroyer? Those things that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in? Those are pretty good. Alright, let's go here. Good. Nice. Good one. I think we could cast a shout, but I don't want to really do it just yet. My build is a little bit different compared to like some of the S tier builds at the moment, because obviously I don't have the exact gear setup. It's going to take a bit too. do this type of grinding, you know? Okay, roar. Let's cast one of those roars. Pretty much as you can see, we're ripping through everything. In theory, we can kind of hold the spin button and not really have to worry about too much here. Okay, good. This is a pit, though, so we want to go for speed because that's fast and efficient. Okay, good. Slightly a little bit slower, which is kind of funny. I need to invest in a little bit of movement speed for this particular build. Okay, here's the pit boss. He's gonna go down pretty quickly. We do have the ancient. I didn't want to summon it just yet because I wanted to wait. Okay, good. Chest piece is gonna be inconsequential to this build because we only want a unique chest piece. If it's not a unique chest piece, probably not gonna do me any good. Can we upgrade any glyphs at the moment? We can. I think we should invest in Twister. Because this is our major source of damage right now. We failed one. 80% chance and we missed it by 20%. That's surprising, Dread Knights. Alright, let's go to the next activity. This one is... I gotta go to town first? Why do I have to go to the town first? I will say Diablo 4 is in a much better state than it was originally. Gotta love it right now. It feels good to play the game because you're doing a lot of meaningful content now. Let's collect here. I would really like... I need stuff for talismans too, that's the problem. Greater Chaos? It could be a mix of items. Hopefully it's something good. Let's do it. Hopefully it's not crap. Well, it gave us some experience orbs, but I will admit, Dread Knights, that made me kind of sad. None of that gear we can particularly use here. I don't think I need boots for now, so I might get rid of the rare boots. We just care about gloves right now. Because chest armor, not gonna matter. Gloves are like the most important thing, so I can constantly try to transmute and roll to get exactly what I'm looking for. So let's get rid of some of the stuff that I know I'm not gonna use. This one I'm gonna keep because there's a chance to upgrade the sword. We don't need a flail. We don't need a hand axe. We don't need a chest piece anymore. That's the one I was originally using. See how I had like 4 fury regeneration? But we didn't get it. We didn't get what I needed. We didn't get what I craved. So let's get rid of this stuff. And then from there, what we'll do... junk that. Okay, good, 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 good. Let's get this stuff here on the ground. That's fine. Get rid of this stuff too. Nice. I love the fact that stream quality is very good today. I was kind of nervous that maybe doing Twitch today because I used to have a problem with it, but then I'd spend a lot of time finagling to make sure that the connection would be good as well as like the proper bit rate. Okay, let's go to the next one. So I think this is going to be a nightmare dungeon. I love the fact that Tyrael calls us a friend. You know, a friend in need. Alright, Barbarian. Let's go. Look at her call the Ancient. It actually follows us too, which is kind of cool. Let's do this for mana generation. Or technically, it's called Fury. Does this kill all enemies? It is. So we gotta make sure we can't leave any enemy, any stone unturned, literally here. How is everybody, by the way, for their Memorial Day weekend? Unfortunately, where I am concurrently, it's gonna rain all weekend. So I'm not gonna be able to really do much. Thank you, thank you. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for coming to the stream. Welcome, welcome. How are you today? How are you? I can't see all of your message here. Give me 1 second. I have a fascinating build. Yeah. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. What fascinating build do you speak of? This is Whirlwind Barbarian. It's pretty fun, I gotta say. Having a swell day. Thanks. Good to hear. Good to hear. How's the start of your weekend? You have anything cool going on? Unfortunately, like I was mentioning on stream just a second ago, I am stuck inside most of this weekend. It's gonna be raining quite a bit, which kind of sucks because in the area that I am, there's a lot of beaches that are opening. Alright. Let's take some of these guys out. Okay, good. Let's get a roar going. Alright. Let's reposition ourselves with a lunge just for a case of that. Let's heal up. Let's get the Artificer Stone just for a little bit there. I will get to you in 1 second. Please be patient. As I mentioned before, I do not have a dual monitor, so I have to look over at chat. Okay. Good to hear that you're having a swell day. Thank you, Nightbot. Thank you, Nightbot. So if I miss something for a second, it's not that I'm ignoring it, it's just I don't have dual monitors. I'm on a small corporate VTuber budget, you could say, at the moment. Alright, we opened that area, so that's great. Let's push in this way. Let's give a good roar. So like I was saying, unfortunately, I'm stuck indoors most of this weekend. You know, usually for Memorial Day weekend, I'll usually go with either Sister Dread to the beach, or what I'll do is usually I would go to like a cookout, aka a barbecue with friends, but there's not too much stuff going on, unfortunately, because of the rain. It's kind of sad, too, because when you think about it, a lot of the businesses in my particular area rely on the Memorial Day weekend to actually make sales, because they rely on this type of business. And this is actually the second, or if I recall correctly, third year in a row where it's actually rained for Memorial Day weekend. So I feel really terrible for those business owners, you know, because Labor Day was also pretty bad last year for them too. So, you know, a lot of those businesses I'm referring to at the beach place are, you know, small mom and pop type of businesses where having one bad summer of weather just can kind of make or break them being able to stay afloat. Like, I'll give an example. A couple years back, we had a hurricane here, Superstorm Sandy to be exact. And it devastated Coney Island to the point that there was a business that I used to go to because I'm a big fan of TCGs. I played TCGs back in the day professionally, a lot of tournaments and stuff of that nature. And that card shop had to close after Sandy because their like business had got completely destroyed and they didn't really make a lot of money back. And, you know, they invested a lot in this tiny little card shop to try to get it afloat, and they never could bounce back. I always hate to see those type of stories particularly happen, because, you know, it's just sad because a lot of these people built their businesses their whole entire life and, you know, relied on that for their financial stability, and it just gets taken away because of a natural disaster. It's always super sad to me personally. Alright, can't get that rare charm there. I could if I just like dump some stuff, but I'm not willing to do that at the moment. Alright, good. Let's pick some stuff up. Let's see here. I have this. I did not get the gauntlets I wanted. I'm looking for a different one for this build. I don't need that ring for right now. Is this stuff I can use for this build? No, unfortunately. We'll just hold on to it for the second. I can't use that either. It's ancestral. We'll keep that for now on us. Everything else is pretty much a fire sale, you could say. I might get rid of that, but let's hold on to it as well. I'm not going to pick up these nightmare sigils. I don't necessarily need them. Let's claim this. Alright. Let's get back to Tyrael a second. Give me a second to check on chat as well. Stream quality seems to be good. That's always something I like to see as well. Good, good, good. Hydrosuke. Ah, I think I've seen you before. How are you? How are you? Or did you follow me on YouTube and Twitter recently? I wonder. Alright. The name sounds familiar to me. Okay. Let's reposition ourselves. Good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move over this way. Yes. Okay. Let's see here. But the name was familiar. Let's do this here. Good, good. Nice clear out there as well. What am I doing here? Destroy 2 sacred seals. So I guess we're gonna have to move a little bit further down that way. Okay, great, great, great. Nice. Let's take this stuff over here. Let's move back. Nice, nice, nice. Let's give a whirlwind over here as well. Okay, good. Let's get rid of these guys here. Alright, nice, nice, nice. Continue repositioning ourselves over this way. Okay, good. We're going to cast another Call to Ancient. Why are we doing that? So we can get the Whirlwind to go off there. You seem pretty cool. Thank you. I get the feeling that I know you from somewhere besides Twitter. But then again, a lot of names kind of blend in after a while. I've been doing this a very long time. Nice. Go here. Teleport. You wouldn't by any chance happen to know somebody by the name of Countess Crucible, would you? It's a old VTuber person I know way back in the day. They don't stream anymore. Let's see here. We can move over this way. No? Okay. Just was curious. Oh, what was that big spike there? That was interesting. It's fascinating. Alright, let's go here. Okay, good. Let's get rid of these things. Let's get rid of these here as well. Have we even found one of the seals to destroy? We have. Only one so far. So what type of video games do you like to play, if you don't mind my asking? What are you into? Do you play friend swap games? Do you play dungeon crawlers like this game? Do you play horror games like Dead by Daylight? That's one of my favorite games. Okay, good. Let's reposition ourselves here as well. Let's open this one. Oh, that actually teleported us somewhere. That's surprising. Wasn't expecting that whatsoever. Where did it teleport me to? Looks like it just teleported me to a different area. Do we not have to do the seals? Travel to the vault. Where's the vault exactly there? I don't know, please pardon, every type of dungeon layout here, even though I played a lot of Diablo 4. I took a break for a while for the base game. Like, I played up until, like, Season 6, then I took a break for a while, came back for Season 10. I came back particularly for the Lord of Hatred expansion, which I thought was a pretty phenomenal expansion in its own right. That was pretty quick. It's almost anticlimactic one, some might say. Open the war bounty. Okay, good. Let's see here. We got this one. Let's give this one here. Get the set charm. That's not the one I wanted. I play single-player horror games, old Windows puzzle games from 2000s, a bit of friend slap like Peak. I haven't been playing a lot of games lately since I've been busy. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. You been working on stuff? Are you a student, perhaps? Or you just got, like, a heavy workload? I have a pretty heavy workload as well. Let's see, I'm looking for specific thing here. I need, like, something called Epiphany. That's not it. It's good, but it's not great for this particular build. There's a boar spear here. One thing I love about the setup, like, I hear the audible, so I know actually when the chat is actually chatting. Something I can't do on YouTube. Student, I've been drawing art. Oh, I see. You wouldn't, by any chance, be one of those people that's then gonna try to tell me about, like, you do graphic design and try to sell me on something, because I'd be pretty disappointed since that's in the rules to not do that. Just saying. You know, because we are on Twitch, and I remember from the old days, Twitch used to do that. No! Okay, good. Just have to cover my bases there, just in case, you never know. You know, I know Twitch has gotten a little bit better at dealing with the bots, but you never know these days. So I always, you know, I still have PTSD from the old days of where it was like, hey, I am a graphic artist. If you know Dread Knights, you know. Okay, I don't need anything else more. I draw for fun since I don't feel confident with my art skills at the time. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, do you, by any chance, watch art artist streams? Like, way back in the day, there was this one particular VTuber, she don't stream anymore, by the name of Ostar, and Ostar used to teach people how to get a little bit better with their art on stream. She gave some tips. She cultivated a lot of artists back in the day on stream there, which I thought was pretty cool. This person's not a VTuber, but Sachi is pretty good to watch also as well, because she draws pretty cool. And you could kind of pick up on a little bit of pointers. What type of things do you like to draw? Okay, let's go here. Couple enemies here. This is Infernal Horde, so I'm not particularly fine with these particular things. I'm not really good with this endgame, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Slay the foes of the Spire. Yes, I know, game. Don't. We know. Okay, cool. Good. Nice. Nice, nice. Good damage rotation. Ideally, we'd never want to run out of... You probably can't see because I'm blocking it, but the yellow area... It's called Fury. Okay, good. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice. Good damage rotation as well. Okay, good, 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 good. Nice. Okay, nice, nice. Good amount of damage here. Go RB. So what we're doing is we're spinning to win. We're also constantly, for those of you who might not be familiar with Diablo 4, casting shouts, because they give us a little bit of buffs, whether it's a damage buff, whether it's a movement speed, whether it gives me back Fury. So that's kind of very important. This is one of the easier builds to kind of get into for people who are like maybe starting to get interested in Diablo 4. Would love to see more people play it, because I know the game for a while had a negative reputation because it was like super grindy and stuff. I think the game itself right now is in one of the best states possible. Alright, Roar. Let's see if I can reposition here as well. Well, that's cool to know. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. You know, I try to help people out too. You know, the other thing about drawing is like you just gotta keep working at it. I'm not very good at drawing. I love art streams though. I love to watch other people draw. But in particular, like, the key to drawing is just to keep doing it, because, like, anything, whether it's video games, whether it's music, whether it's art of some type of nature, the more you do something, the better you're gonna get at it. You know, I used to, back in the day, when I was a little chibi dread many, many years ago, I wasn't very good at video games. It took a while for me, you know? I started playing video games when I was 5, which is quite an early age, but I didn't really start being my first video games till I was, like, 6. It took like a whole year before I was able to get like proficient at things, and then I learned how to speedrun. I do have a speedrun up on YouTube of Jaws NES. I was speedrunning that game quite a bit on, I believe it was Wednesday of last week. So definitely something worth checking out if you're interested in it. But it's all about practice in anything. Practice makes perfect. You know, when I even started like doing streams way back in the day, like, I was not very confident in my voice, because I always felt like my voice is very rough on the ears, that people don't like to hear my voice, you know, and sometimes I'd like to, you know, I get a little bit nervous, I'll flub a bit on words, and obviously sometimes, depending on whether the chat is very active or if it's less active, I might have to carry a conversation by myself, and, you know, you worry about rambling and stuff, but, you know, obviously, like anything, you just practice. Practice makes perfect, you know? And I say, like, if you really love something and you're interested in doing, you know, getting better at it, just practice. You know? Those are my words of encouragement. That's awesome. You're a speedrunner. Yeah. I speedrun video games. I've been doing it for many, many years. In fact, I got paid for it a couple of times. You know, I also did pro gaming for a while. I don't know if we can necessarily do this chaos run. It might be a bad idea. But we're going to try it for the sake of science. Worst case scenario, we take an unnecessary death, but it won't affect the run too much. We'll get a whole bunch of Aphers. Aphers are used to open up chests. Okay, cool. Let's get some of these guys going. Nice. Okay, let's reposition here. I believe in you. Thank you. It's always nice to hear. You know? It's always nice to hear. I try to keep things positive. I feel like there's so much discourse in the world as it is concurrently, so you should always try to lift people up and not put them down. It's one of my messages as a VTuber, you know? Be kind to people. You never know what battles they're fighting, right? You know, I try to do my best with that. You know? If I can even be, you know, somebody's comfy streamer, their comfy VTuber to go to make their day better, even if it's just one person, I've done my job effectively. At least that's how I feel about those type of things. Alright, let me check something. Quick second before we go into the next rotation. You won't hear the game for a bit. So I just want to make sure, you know, I'm definitely want to always make sure my OBS is good. Okay, it is. Game is a little bit laggy, but I think the reason for that is there's a lot of people hitting up the servers today. Because it is like Memorial Day weekend here in the Americas. So, okay, good. Nice. So, if you don't mind my asking, what else are you into besides art? I mean, you said you were a student, so obviously you must be very busy with, you know, classes and everything. Are you taking summer classes? Are you in college? I guess, I'm assuming probably you are, because most people that are on Twitch, and if you're into like 2000 Windows games, probably around that college range, I would say. Let's see, so we have to get back up into this Aether area. Okay, we also have to make over this way. We could probably fight a secret boss if we can get 666 Aethers. Let's see here. Gotta make my way up this way, but they're gonna try to impede me. Let's try to reposition here. Spin to win, baby. I think we got close. Might be very close. Did we get enough of them? We're at 664. Let's do another Chaos run. Usually it's not too many of these Chaos waves that happen. I'm taking a break for the summer for the meantime. That's good, that's good. My sister Dread, she actually started college recently because she's getting a degree. And she's interested in the medical profession is the most I can share. And she is actually going for summer classes. And when she told me, I was like, are you sure you want to do summer? So she's been going pretty hard. She actually made, I believe, the dean's list for her first semester, so I'm super proud of her for being able to do that, because she had taken some time off, you know, for a while, because she has obviously, I have a niece, for those of you who don't know, for maybe new Dread Knights members. So she took care of my niece for many, many years before starting college. Why is the Butcher here? Why did you show up, buddy boy? I don't know if we can take out this Butcher. We're gonna do our very best to try to hold down the fort. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of AoEs. Okay. Don't panic. Who's panicking? I'm not the one's panicking, Dread Knights. You're the one's panicking. Clearly, you're the one's I'm panicking. Okay, we got him. Whew. Oh, so you want to deliver judgment, huh? You're getting a little bit big for your britches. What do you think we should do, Dread Knights? Do you think we should go for the Lord of Chaos Bardock? He might drop some uniques. Or should we go for the Fell Council, which is like 3 bosses at the same time? I'm leaning towards doing Bardock, because we have a lot of Cinders, and that's really what we were originally going for. But what do you think we should do? You think we should get Bardock and try our luck with the rewards, or do you think we should go for something a little bit more easy to do? I mean, we did pretty good with those runs. I think we should probably potentially do Bardock. Bardock is giga tempting. Alright. Ask and you shall receive. Let's do Bardock, then. Open sesame. May the odds be in our favor, Dread Knights. I believe. I believe we can do this. But one thing is, he does do a lot of AoE. For those of you who don't know, it's called Area of Effect. Alright, I gotta build up some Fury generation here. Oh my goodness. Look at this. We're tearing through him like if it's a wet tissue paper. That was way easier than it should have been. We do have to bring our Torment levels a little bit up, but I need to get more pieces of gear, particularly ancestral pieces of gear. We got a unique pair of pants. What is it? Ah, if it was only Tilbalt's Will, I would switch out of those pants. This is good for my Sorcerer, though, so I will probably put this in the box. So we can actually do something with this, even though it's got Lunging Strike, but we can save it for maybe the Sorcerer, which uses that particular piece of gear. We also can open up the spoils. No, we can't, unfortunately. I overestimated there, but it's okay. Let's get the rest of the spoils of materials. Alright, nice, nice, nice. Good job, good job. That was overall a good run, I would say. Let's go back to do a Helltide. Helltide so we can finish the War Plan. War Plans give us extra experience. Oh, yeah, nice, nice, nice. Have you ever done by any chance VTubing? The name sounds very familiar, like an old VTuber, perhaps. Can't put my finger on it, but the name sounds so familiar to me. Have you ever thought of VTubing? Uh-oh. Let's go. I know nowadays there's a whole bunch of people who VTube. Never done VTubing. Huh. It's an interesting art form, I will say that. Like, I could tell you a funny story. How I got into VTubing? I used to just stream as a voice on Twitch in 2019. And I have a friend who's a somewhat popular Twitch streamer slash YouTuber from the Dead by Daylight community. His name is Yerf. He's, I think, streaming a little bit later tonight, actually, if I recall. And he, one day, redirected me into a VTuber by the name of Senzawa. Senzawa is actually retired now. But Senzawa was really into Dead by Daylight. I had never seen a VTuber until that day. And I got very interested in, like, the VTuber models and stuff, and that's how I got into VTubing and decided to become a VTuber 6 years ago at this point. I just had my 6th anniversary as a VTuber May 4th. Joined a corporation by the name of Psycha Studios, which is actually my brainchild. So, we're going to be putting out more information about it, because the company literally just opened recently. And we're still covering our bases, getting the website up and all those things of that nature. I really do enjoy VTubing. One, because I can, if I want to make content, I can just, like, chill out in my pajamas. I don't have to do my hair necessarily, even though I do my hair. If I forget to shave, I could just, you know, not have to worry about that because of that. On top of that, it's really fun. There's, like, some really cool people in the community, you know? Do you watch any VTubers, if you don't mind my asking? Congrats on your anniversary. Thank you, thank you. Do you have, like, a favorite VTuber? You know, I have quite a few that I watch. Like, shout out to Nimmy Nightmare. Nimmy Nightmare is, like, super cool and down to earth. Also, Saba. Saba's on break, though, at the moment, it seems. I wish Fish the very best in whatever they're doing concurrently, because they deserve it. Okay, let's go. Open those. We need... Oh, yeah, we already got a lot of cinders. Let's go for the Gift of Protection. The reason for the Gift of Protection, it costs 75 cinders to open it. So if we do, like, 75 cinders, that's one here that we can open, and then we can also open a second one if we need to. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright, let's take care of some of this stuff here. We'll just get rid of those for aspects, potentially. We can also claim a True Whisper, but not yet. Bring the Trace of Echoes back? Why did that change? We need to open one more chest. So we're going to look for another Gift of Protection. And what we're going to do is we'll also have to get like 75 more cinders. Right now we just need 10 more. That's pretty easy to do. Let's also build up our Fury so it can spin. That's a lot of cinders right there. We're in the money, boys. And girls. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Psycha Studios is proud to present the Dragon of the Abyss, Dreadscape Gaming. Though technically just call me Dread. That's my actual VTuber model name, Dread. Dreadscape Gaming is because of the old team name before we disbanded a while back. And I have all the rights to it, so I just kind of stuck with it. Alright, we can report to Tyrael that our mission to slay demons was a success. Open these. Alright, let's go back. Collect our loot, level up our war plan. War plans are very important because the more that you level them up, the better like type of modifiers you can put on the end game, so you can get like more experience points. Let me show you off what I'm talking about. So for example, if you keep leveling these up by just doing war plans, which is the end game activity, they will give you like special buffs. So like for example, what we were just doing was a Helltide. So right now I have it, so demonic bats spawn frequently and attack me. They give me a lot of cinders, as you just saw. There's also this that I'm moving down towards because I want to be able to get like some Pang of Duriel, because those give more experience points and boss keys, so I could do target farming on lair bosses, which have a higher chance of giving mythic items as well as uniques. So uniques are white gear, so for those of you who don't know, like that's considered a unique. Do I have any mythics? I think I might have one in the box I can show, just to kind of explain this to people, so you know exactly what's necessarily going on here. I should have a couple. So this over here is a mythic. It's purple. They have some of the best stats. Unfortunately, I can't use this one for this particular build because it doesn't really work in my favor, if you get what I'm talking about, because I'm playing Whirlwind. This is better for a different type of build, more so bleeding and berserking, which I don't really do too much in this one. Alright. Let's get rid of some of this stuff here. Alright, grab a couple of these. We got our war plan leveled up. Gotta like to see that. There might be a unique ring mixed in here. I can't carry any more loot. Let's see. Ring of Red Furor. This is This is not good because I don't really want to spend too much Fury, and I'm not going to get back, and it's just critical strike damage for what we're trying to do. Not very good. Different build, it could be pretty decent, but for what I'm trying to accomplish, no cigar. Alright, let's see here. Pick up the rest of this gear. Nice, nice, nice. Be here. Some of the stuff can't really be used, so it's just like junking it for now. But we get materials back. I'm going to keep the gloves because I'm trying to roll a specific thing that I need. Alright, let's see here. Some VTubers I used to watch haven't been live or posted in a long time. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, the thing about VTubing too is like, and it makes me sad because like I mentioned before, Ostar, there's a lot of people who do VTubing for a while and then decide that, you know, it might not necessarily be for them. And they, you know, dip out to pursue art projects. Sometimes too, you know, life happens, you know, there's a better business opportunity for them. Sometimes, you know, health reasons, you know. It's sad to see a lot of people leave. I've seen many people leave over the years. I'm pretty much here for the long haul still. You know, 6 years and going, you know, pretty strong. But I just coming back to Twitch after a while, you know. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I did a small little re-debut. I focus on dungeon crawlers, action RPGs, friend slap games, horror games. I do collabs. I had a collab on YouTube yesterday, playing Monster Hunter Wilds with Terrence. I do have a repo collab that's coming up. I can't say the VTuber I'm collabing with just yet because we're finalizing the details. My goal is to kind of be able to do a VTuber collab stream once a week. I'll also try to do one here on Twitch TV as well, because I'm trying to break it up, like 3 times on YouTube, because YouTube's my main channel. I've been over there a lot, you know, a long time, and that's where I have most of my subscribers. And, you know, then also doing these exclusive Twitch streams for the people who prefer to chill on Twitch. So Twitch has its benefits. We have sound alerts, we have custom emotes, you know. There's a monetization options, you know. I don't like to run a lot of ads, but YouTube kind of forces certain things on me, so I appreciate those of you who can hang in there. Like I said, like if I see an ad comes up and I see it, I will try to pause the gameplay like how Queso does it. Unless it's like an online game, and I can't at the moment because I don't really want you guys to miss anything as well. I think it's kind of cool to do that. I have a lot of respect for Queso. I think I'm hopefully pronouncing his name correctly. I don't watch him particularly, but I heard about what he's doing about that, and I think that's kind of cool. So I kind of want to follow in those footsteps. I don't want people to miss gameplay, because I feel like that kind of, you know, when you miss gameplay, it kind of sucks a little bit. I'm gonna move this one down here, so I can get closer to this, which is what I really desire for my war plan for Helltides. Alright. Shall we do another one? We're going to do a pit run. We're going to do a Helltide Harvest. We're going to do a Nightmare Dungeon. We're going to do our Infernal Hordes because we don't have a choice there. And we're going to do Defeat Beast and Ice because I really don't like Undercity runs. It's an endgame mechanic that's not fun to do unless you're doing it in a group of friends. I think we could probably put that at Torment 5, just to level up the gems a little bit better. I think we could do that comfortably at this point. Do you have any favorite streamers that you watch? Do you mind if I just call you Hydro? Because it's a little bit easier to just say that. I appreciate the effort that you do. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I try my best. I don't always do my best, you know, I'm human. Sometimes I make mistakes like any individual in life. Because nobody's truly perfect, right? You know, that's all part of being human sometimes. Alright. Let's go up this way. We'll cast here. Perfect, perfect. Some of these enemies that you see here are going to have, like, a blue border around them. Those are elite packs. Sometimes I call them champion packs. They have a lot of modifiers on them that can do, like, more damage. They also have, like, different resistances. Sometimes they have certain things that are considered like a one-hit KO, a one-hit attack, that if you're standing right there and you kill them, if you don't move quick enough, they will kill you. It's still kind of good in Diablo 4 because you don't lose your loot. In the older games like Diablo 2, if you died, your loot dropped there, and then you would have to go back to get it in your body. And if you didn't get it back in your body, what would end up happening is you would have to back out of the game to try to get it, and you would only have like a certain amount of chances to, which always kind of barred me. I am a fan of Diablo 2. I haven't played really too much Diablo 2 Resurrected here. I'm thinking about doing it in the future. I gotta pick up the DLC, because they put out like a new expansion that added the Warlock from, obviously, Diablo 4 to Diablo 2. I want to definitely give it a shot. Also want to see if I can grab a couple of VTubers to play this, to do like a group collab in the future. But I was watching on Twitch a little bit earlier, because sometimes I go a little bit like covert to see how many people on Twitch are streaming Diablo 4 that are like VTubers. Because I know a couple of them, but they don't stream too frequently, and it might be a little bit complicated to try to set something up. Alright, so let's go through here, this gate, to continue the next area. Tournament 5, and we're ripping through these things. I think we might be able to up our difficulty level, actually, to Tournament 5. Because right now we're on Tournament 4. There's 12 difficulty settings. On my seasonal character, I'm up to Tournament 12. But in Eternal Realm, you have to do certain things to check boxes, I guess you could say, to be able to get to the highest difficulty. Good. Let's shout here. Like, really nothing is opposing us at this point, so we're able to just kind of make this look easier than necessarily. If you're not, like, super geared up at this point, it would be quite difficult. It's okay. Good, good, good. Thank you, Nightbot. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Nightbot there. We'll spam some of those things from time to time to remind you where else you can follow me. I have a Japanese Twitter. I do post in Japanese over there from time to time. It's different stuff that I post there than regular Twitter. Honestly, I would recommend, if you're going to follow me anywhere, we recommend Blue Sky, because the thing is, like, on Twitter, sometimes I see an account, and if it doesn't have a lot of followers, like myself, it happens to me, I have a likelihood of thinking that it might be a bot and, like, blocking somebody unintentionally. On top of that, my social media, particularly for Dreadscape EN, is my well, I can't call them a public assistant. They're my personal assistant, kind of handles things, and sometimes I'll, like, ban people thinking they're a bot, because we can never tell. So I recommend, like, JP Twitter is the best place to follow me. Blue Sky, particularly if you want updates. I don't really post too much anymore. I'm trying to avoid, really, social media, because there's a lot of discourse. On top of that, Dread is, got something going on that made him kind of sad, so he's kind of staying off of social media for a while. Let's see... Twister? Can I do that? Game? I'm pressing it, but it's not doing anything. Why is that the case? Why not? Why game don't do that? Does game say I can't upgrade it now? Let's see here. Oh, we upgraded it already. I'm just an idiot and didn't realize that. Okay, it's fine. Let's go back. Game, can I go back? Can I go back, game? Alright, see? AI viewer stream Buddha. Oh my goodness. Well, we always get one of those bots. My apologies for that, Dread Knights. We will get rid of this evil, foul bot. I don't blame you for that, because there's a lot of bots on Twitter. Yeah, it's funny how we say bots, and then automatically I manifested one here on Twitch TV. It was one of the reasons I left long ago, because of that. Yeah. You know? Alright. See if we can continue to push here and there. Do we have any cinders left? We don't. This is a brand new Helltide, so we gotta kind of pick a fight with a couple of enemies here, Dread Knights. Let's see what we can do. Alright. Let's go roar. Nice, nice, nice. I will admit, I do like being back on Twitch. It's a nice, different vibe. It's kind of hard to put into words. Like, I have YouTube. Obviously, I do YouTube streams. And the YouTube streams, the people that I get in chat sometimes will... You know, I love anybody that comes out to streams, don't get me wrong, but Twitch always, like, the viewers, so much more chill, you know? It's a little bit more chill vibe. On, like, YouTube, it'll be like, Mr. Streamer, you're not playing the game the right way. Mr. Streamer, you should do this, Mr. Streamer, even then when you have, like, no backseating rules. And that's one of the things that's kind of the downside about, like, streaming on YouTube, is I feel like sometimes YouTube viewers can be a little bit too enthusiastic. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. That they kind of want to, like, commandeer how the stream goes and what you do. And the other thing, too, is, like, a lot on YouTube, I have people come in and, like, can I play with you? And the thing is, like, I do playing reviewer sessions in games. I just tend to do them on specific days. So, like, for example, this week I didn't do Monster Hunter playing reviewer session, but the week before I had one where people could jump into the lobby and play. I'll probably do that in Diablo 4 at some point, too. because I really would like to play with viewers in that. Also, I'm going to be doing like repo, and I'll play with viewers in repo. So I do things like that, but it does get a little bit tiresome from time to time when they come in and they say, can I play with you? And it's always, you know, like somebody that might be, you know, a teen or something and stuff. I feel bad because everybody just kind of wants to make friends. I get that and stuff, but at the same time, you know, sometimes on YouTube, like, people don't really get the same type of... This is how I'm gonna put it. They don't have the same type of chill vibe, and, you know, like, it's very rarely that I stream on Twitch and I've ever had somebody ask, like, can I play with you? But on YouTube all the time. And it kind of wins... Fear, you know, wears a little bit thin on you, too, because it's like... You know, you don't want to disappoint anybody. And, you know, sometimes saying no, it kind of sucks because the person's sad and then they'll, like, unfollow or whatever. Which is their prerogative, too. I understand that. But at the same time, it's like, it's a completely different vibe on YouTube as opposed to Twitch. That's why I really do love Twitch in a way. Despite, I know a lot of people don't like to sit through ads and stuff of that nature. Because it's just the vibe is different. Even like the streamer vibe itself, people are more chill over here, you know? I don't really run into a lot of toxicity, and then sometimes you'll run on YouTube, and then YouTube, some people could be a little bit toxic. Maybe unintentionally, I don't know. You know? It's interesting. It's always fascinating, the difference between VTubing on YouTube versus VTubing on Twitch. I love both, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed doing both. But I really did miss, like, the Twitch vibe, so to speak. You know, something that's hard to put into words about, like, Twitch streams. Plus, we have, like, fancy sound alerts and stuff. And I miss that. Understandable, I don't think I have the social battery to handle that. Yeah, streaming can be like that sometimes, you know? And the thing is, like, for me, I stream 5 days a week. And I haven't taken a break from streaming outside of, like, when my old PC messed up for a bit, where I was out of commission for a while. I think, like, maybe 2 weeks, I say, and I still managed to work with it. But I haven't had, like, an actual vacation from VTubing for 6 years. I've been going strong. But the thing about it that I do is I try to, like... First of all, I temper my expectations. That's exactly what I'm trying to get out of doing this. You know, at the end of the day, I'm just here to have fun, have conversations with people, chill, vibe. Maybe I can teach something... excuse me. Maybe I can teach someone something about video games that they might not necessarily know, whether it's a game I'm playing. You know, and again, just trying to brighten somebody else's day. I think at the end of the day, anybody who really does content of any sort of nature, whether it's VTubing, whether it's streaming, they do want to bring smiles or joy or some type of entertainment to people. You know, that's why we do it. I do it for the love of the game. Anything else is like an extra added benefit, you know? That's why I try to, you know, have conversations with viewers, you know. I try to be friendly, you know. I don't want to say I want to be everybody's best friend, because a long time ago I tried to do that streaming. I realized that that's probably not the best way to do it. But I do care what happens to my viewers and stuff, you know. I know a lot of people be like trauma dumping stuff, and I don't like to be one of those type of streamers, because I feel like it's insensitive to say that, you know. I understand too, the other side of it. Sometimes people don't want to hear stuff like that, like streamers. I get that side of it, but I try to keep things chill. You know? Because I've always felt, in my personal view, whether I'm here on Twitch, whether I'm on YouTube and people are watching me on YouTube, which, by the way, YouTubers, I'm sorry, YouTube. It's a Twitch exclusive stream. If you're here, thank you for coming over. The 800 and, I believe we have 39 people on YouTube that are subscribers. Thank you also to 126 or 27 that it is here on Twitch TV as well. I respect that. I appreciate it. Without you, the viewers, without you, the people that keep conversations going, watching, there is no channel. You are all a very important part of the Dread Knight army, you know? I'm very respectful to that. I understand. Without all of you, there is no channel. I'm just basically talking into a void then at that point, you know? So I respect it, too. If you come out here to hang out, or even the people that are eventually going to watch this on VOD, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. You took time out of your day to watch me, when you could have watched anybody else. You know, and there's a lot of options out there. I know. Some of them, people I'm close with right now are streaming on YouTube right now. Conquer a nightmare dungeon. Yeah, I think we could do that. Very easily we could do that. Let's see. Oh, oops. Hold up. Let me... I was trying to teleport there. I wanted to look at chat for a second, and these enemies just bombarded me. Let's see here. Understand, I don't think I read that? True, the sound alerts is an appealing factor for me. That makes me use it more than YouTube to watch streams. I want you to take care of yourself first rather than spread yourself thin and burn out. I've been doing okay. I don't really get burnt out doing this stuff because I really enjoy doing it. So I try, you know, I don't worry about it. I make sure I play video games I like, and when something, I don't want to say negative because that's not necessarily the word, but if I feel like something happens that makes me feel a little bit meh, I have some personal time before I start stream where I just enjoy video games. You know, I have a support net of people that I talk to, too, like my family and stuff. I temper things, so I don't really have, like, burnout is something I enjoy video games, right? Like, it's my favorite pastime, as I've mentioned, alluded to. So I don't really get burnt out on stuff like that. Like, the only thing that truly, honestly, will burn me out for stuff like that is, like, interactions with VTuber community. Because it's a mixed bag. I don't mean to say this to be, like, disrespectful to anybody in the VTuber community. But, you know, sometimes you go on Twitter and into a lot of discourse, or, you know, sometimes disagreements happen. And you kind of scratch your head as to why the disagreement happened. You know? So, like, for stuff like that, what I do is I just kind of remove myself from the situation, take time to relax, you know? Out of sight, out of mind. And that's how I avoid, like, burnout and stuff. If something's like super negative to me, or I just try to keep it out of sight, out of mind. And I'm not a fan of Asmongold, as he's called here. I no disrespect to him, I just don't like some of his takes. But he did have some really good advice for streamers a long time ago. It's the only one thing I will agree with him on. That he said that if somebody is mean to you on the internet, if they leave a mean comment, and you're a streamer, if they leave a mean chat message, if they say something about you, you take the criticism that is actual criticism that's valid, and you can take that to heart. Anything else that's not a valid criticism, you take it in the garbage can, and you throw it in the garbage can. And that's how I've always kind of... Why is the butcher here again? That's how I've always taken that. You know? And that's kind of what I always kind of do in retrospect to that, and that prevents a lot of burnout there. I wish, and I hope for the future, like, some content creators can kind of at least follow that type of advice. Because I feel like sometimes they don't, and then stuff happens that shouldn't necessarily happen, you know? There's other things you always gotta, like, try to keep it professional, too. You know? And sometimes it's hard, like with VTuber community in particular. Not all, again, this is a generalization that some people have not gotten out of that, like, high school mentality, and it kind of shows. And, you know, or that, like, type of clique mentality. And it kind of shows, so, you know, I try to avoid stuff like that. What exactly are we supposed to be doing in this? We're supposed to be slaying free keepers. And that's kind of how I, like, deal with burnout. I don't get burnt out if I don't subject myself to that type of stuff that a lot of people do. You know, I check my Twitter, and I'll say something. If I have a thought or something, I might get it off my chest. And then I just go on to the next stuff, right? That's all you can do. You know? Let's see if I can move over here. Okay, good. Let's open this. I can't help but I feel like I know you, Hydro, from somewhere. I know you were probably just met, but it's just... Can't put my finger on it. Okay. Remind me of somebody I know, I guess. Alright. Let's go here. Let's go here. Good, good, good. Let's open the Herodic chest. Good. Push through here. Wow, it's already 6:15. I didn't even realize that. Time flies when you're having fun in this dungeon crawler here. Ideally, we were trying to find that last keeper, though. Where do you think that they are? My guess is I think it's a northeast corner of the map. Okay, good. Nice, nice, nice. Let's pass through here. Uh-oh. A little bit of rubber band in there. Oh, I was right. It was kind of northeastward. Good. I hope the boss isn't too far from here, though. That would make things really rough-a-rony on us. Okay, good. Good. Let's get the key. How far do we have to go to open the door? Oh, not that far. Wait. This is for the treasure room. This isn't for the boss, though. Honestly, I don't want to go back for the treasure because that's kind of a waste of time. There is a goblin up this way. Let's see if we can get the goblin. Maybe he'll drop some decent loot for us. Okay, good. You didn't drop anything for me, goblin? Just gold? I wanted loot. I need it. I want it. I deserve it. Okay. We didn't deserve it there. Maybe in an anime community? I'm not that public except for a few discords. Okay. Maybe. I mean, I haven't been really involved in anime communities in a while. Like, I used to do the con scene way back in the day. So, like, I used to go a couple of times to KatsuCon. I also used to go to SakuraCon a little bit. I went to Anime Next a couple times, Anime Expo a couple times. I have been to E3. Before E3 died, I do go to Summer Games Fest sometimes. I've gone to the Video Game Awards, but I doubt you probably have ever bumped into me at one of those. I do have a funny story. I think I can tell this one without getting into too much trouble. Believe it or not, I don't know how many of you actually watch like HoloLive and stuff, but the actual person who was the CEO of HoloLive and me have been under the same roof before. We never have interacted, though, ironically. There were some people who asked me if I was interested in meeting him at a Game Awards, and I passed on the opportunity. It was the year that Pecora was nominated. So that's a funny little Dread lore that a lot of people don't know. Particularly, I don't think I've ever told that story on YouTube. So that's a Twitch exclusive story. Open here. I don't need one of those. I mean, hey, at least we got some stuff for our troubles here. Did we complete the dungeon, though? We have not. Treasure room key to open the treasure door, but I think we have to go that way instead. The thing is, too, I don't want to do a lot of backtracking because then it makes this run go very slow. And it's pretty far. Well, it's not that far, right? I'm kind of making, you know, what would you say? Apples out of lemonade? Something like that. Damn, that's one heck of a convention journey underneath your belt. Yeah, I was into a lot of stuff way back in the day. I did stuff work-wise that had me traveling a lot for conventions. It's fun times, fun times. Got tired of doing that type of work, though, after a while. You know, back when I was going to conventions and stuff, people were doing, as it's called, glomping. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Which I used to hate that, because it was like, random strangers would try to run up on you and, like, hug tackle you. I'm like, I don't know you, sir or madam. You know, I kind of like to respect people's space and, you know, personal space. It's just kind of nice. Okay, so that was the area for that. I remember when people were giving out, like, free hugs and stuff, too. That was always kind of interesting. You know, I will say this much, like, anime conventions back in the early 2000s and even, like, 2010s were way more chill than they are now. Like, nowadays, like, they feel too corporate, which is kind of funny coming from a corporate VTuber now, but they feel too corporate, in my opinion. They're not, like, niche gatherings like they used to be. They used to be, like, a bunch of nerds that knew each other, either from the internet or, you know, were part of communities that could just go and hang out and have picnics and stuff. And, like, the last one that I went to, when I went, it was, like, nothing but advertisements for Funimation and Crunchyroll and our type of services, and it's just like, it's not the same type of vibe that it used to have. And that's why I try to avoid going to them now, because it's not, they're not chill, they're just corporate events for, you know, press releases for all intents and purposes. Like, for me, when I go to these conventions, and it's like, this could have been in an email, so that's why I try to avoid them. I still go to Comic-Con, because I do enjoy Comic-Con, and I'll go to actually, like, some press events every once in a while, because, you know, I get to check out some stuff that I can't actually talk about. Like, there's some stuff that I know that I can't even discuss. Definitely recommend that tonight, if you're a fan of Dead by Daylight, though, you definitely check out the live stream that Dead by Daylight is doing on their Twitch channel, because they're going to reveal the new chapter. And I think if you're a fan of horror and stuff, you will be interested in what they have to offer. That's the most I can say on that. Can't wait to talk more when they actually do reveal what it is. I have a prediction, though. I think they're going to reveal Jason. The reason why I say it's Jason Voorhees is because the Jason Universe Twitter account recently, X, whatever you want to call it, revealed that they need a new challenge. They've been posting a whole bunch of game clips, and the thing is, like, they've been posting game clips non-stop, which I think is leading up to tonight's Dead by Daylight reveal. Will Dread be right, or will Dread be wrong? Find out at 9 p.m. Eastern on Dead by Daylight's Twitch stream. You know? Fight to live? I'm fighting to survive right now, bro. Thank you, Nightbot. Thank you, Nightbot. Let's go. Cool. Let's pass through this stuff. Nice. Alright. Good. Everything's good in the hood right now, potentially, hopefully. We should push over that way. I should resummon my Called Ancient here. Okay, good. Nice. Could be better. I don't think we're going to get a whole bunch of AFers this time. I see your message. I will answer in a quick second here. You're still going strong in Diablo. Haha. Yes, I am. And I try to avoid dying, because dying is kind of bad, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm kind of locked in here. When I get through this rotation, I can look at the error message. I saw that you said it doesn't feel the same, or something along that vein. I do have, like, a thing I can put over as an overlay in the game, but it kind of messes up the game and lags my model, so I'm trying to avoid it for this particular game. Alright, let's see. I agree. I stopped going to conventions now because of that. In my opinion, it lost its magic back then. Yeah, it did. You know? It's a shame. That's actually kind of the reason, too, that I avoid going to a lot of trading card game tournaments. I played, for a while, trading card games professionally. Because it's not the same vibe like when I used to play card games. So, like, I've gone to Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, and, like, most of the people that I know when they were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! have all quit. All my friends moved on. They either had children, or they have wives, or they have, like, families, or they're very busy with their business work and stuff. Most of the people I know from, like, the Pokemon TCG community have all retired and have been replaced. On top of that, I'm a little wary about doing anything in the Pokemon TCG community, because there is a story about this. The world champion, not of the TCG, but a former world champion, I should say, of the Pokemon VGC tournament, Wolfie Glick, stopped going to events because he was getting harassed. People were touching him in, you know, the not appropriate way during these events and stuff that he would go to, that he became uncomfortable doing them. So when I heard that the world champion was, I kind of scaled back on that, because I'm not cool with that. No one should be, in any shape or form, have something subjected to them, whether they're male or female, or they or them, however they identify. So when I read that, like, I was like, yeah, no more of this. And the other thing, too, is, like, I go to Magic the Gathering tournaments from time to time, and, like, even there, like, the vibe is different. It's not the same people. Nowadays, people just want to be, like, sweaty and pro in it, and you can't have, like, those fun, friendly matches. Like, I even get sad for people I know that try to get into, like, particularly Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they'll try to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Whether it's, like, on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which I've retired from that game. I used to stream it, and people got mad at me because I stopped streaming it. It's, like, the game itself was just, like, not fun to play, and it's pretty frustrating. So I, like, have friends who try to get into, like, modern-day Yu-Gi-Oh! With the TCG, and the game is, like, super fast-paced right now, and if you don't, like, spend $2,000 on one of the decks that wins a lot right now, you can't have fun. You can't, like, take your Blue Eyes White Dragon deck to a tournament and expect to do well. So you have to play sweaty metagame there, and that's not fun for a lot of people who maybe just want to play a Dark Magician deck, or a Dark Magician Girl deck, or, you know? And in a way, you can't even necessarily do that in Magic the Gathering anymore, unless you're playing, like, Commander format. You know, so it's kind of sad, because all those things that used to be cool and show vibes, like, I don't know if that's the same thing with, like, D&D, because I've never got to play D&D. I can tell this story. It's a funny story. I never got to play D&D because the one place that I went to that was a hobby shop had Magic the Gathering players in it, and they were the ones that ran D&D. And this was before I got into Magic the Gathering as a card game. So what they would do is they would actually gatekeep people out of playing Magic the Gathering if you... Or not Magic the Gathering, excuse me, Dungeons and Dragons. If you were from the Yu-Gi-Oh side of things, because they thought Yu-Gi-Oh players played the inferior game and that Yu-Gi-Oh players were stupid and that they were loud, all these negative things. Like, it's crazy to even see how back in the day, like, even card game people who played different card games couldn't get in, and it was so clicky and stuff. So I never got to play Dungeons and Dragons because I had that you can't play with us situation because I played Yu-Gi-Oh. I didn't play Magic. So I've never got to play it. And to this day, I don't want to say I have negative sentiments towards Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop RPGs, but I've always associated, and no disrespect to anybody maybe who plays in chat or watch on VOD, I've always felt like some of the people in the Dungeons and Dragons community are just like not friendly people because of that, and are just like exclude people. So I've always kind of stayed with that negative stereotype in the back of my mind because Dredd was told he couldn't play Dungeons and Dragons and learn, even though he was interested in trying it out for him because of mean Magic the Gathering players, alas. Oh no, that's horrifying. Feel bad for you. Yeah, so I will never. And like, I don't want to say necessarily it ruined it for me, but it did. Like, I did play Baldur's Gate 3. That's the closest I've gotten to playing something Dungeons and Dragons related. I played Baldur's Gate 3 for a while, and then I stopped streaming it because YouTube in particular wasn't too happy with it, because obviously it's a very mature game. And even when, like, I turned off all the, like, you know, spicy bits, I guess you could say, of Baldur's Gate 3, YouTube still wasn't very happy with me. Or like, you cannot stream this game because there are too many adult situations, but I put it in the safe mode, YouTube. And they were like, nah, fam. So I stopped playing Baldur's Gate 3 on stream, and then I lost the motivation to finish it. The other thing, too, is I started a whole bunch of campaigns, and I kept, like, swapping characters because I couldn't find a character or class that I felt fit for me. And then I went into, like, a Dirge campaign, and then I did, like, the most evil things that I could in that campaign. I started, like, killing all the people that are supposed to stay in your campaign, and at one point I just was like, man, this is too evil of a run even for me. And I had, like, a case, I guess you could say, a case of a conscience. I felt too bad that I was being way too evil in my campaign as the Dirge, and I stopped playing it, even personally. I gotta, maybe at some point, play Baldur's Gate 3 again, but the problem is I can't stream that game, because it's too long of a game, and it's too long to do for a play session, and I like to usually conserve my voice, because I get a little bit animated, you guess you could say. So, like, I can't really do super long streams, because it hurts my throat after a while, and for doing it a long time. I don't have necessarily vocal cord damage, but I had a scare a while back, so I try to avoid overdoing it, so that I can continue to do this, you know, for long... Oh, not that one. Longevity, you know? Let's open this. Alright, two-handed mace. I can't use that, though. Maybe I could, if it's better. Let's get rid of one of the blue loot. We'll pick this up. Okay, here. Is it better than what I have concurrently? Yeah, it is. It's 900. I'm probably gonna swap this, because it's more physical damage, which we need. I could put the imp aspect that I need on it. What is this? Tree of Whispers. Completing has a chance to... I want to move this down here somewhere. Whispers has a small chance to ward. I think we'll go here. Can I do it? Oh, I have to wait till I get out of this area. That's right, that's right. I potato brained it there. Let's bounce over here. It's okay, though. It's okay, you know. Sometimes things aren't meant to be in regards to, like, I guess Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. Alright. Let's get some Fury back up here. Let's swing here. Let's go here. We got about a half hour more that I can stream today. We'll just continue to. Are there any games, by any chance, anybody that's in chat, that you would be interested in seeing me play? Do you have any recommendations of games? Or anything you would like to see? At some point I want to do a watch-along, but I can't actually do a physical watch-along of stuff. You know, because I can't physically show something. I was thinking I'm probably going to do a watch-along on YouTube of Super Mario Galaxy movie. I've seen it already, because I saw it in theaters, but I want to watch it again. Uh-oh. Let's spin to win. It was pretty easy. I think we could definitely bump it up to Torment 5 at this point. Let's open this. This has a chance to give us uniques. Gave us a couple. I was kind of hoping for some gloves, though. Alright. We don't need any of this yellow stuff, so we're going to drop it right now. Sometimes you can use it for an upgrade, but most of these have less stats than I'm looking for. So that we can pick up the good stuff. Lair key, a ring, a lair key. Let's pick up this stuff. There's a boss trophy over there. Don't mind if I do. I'm not going to pick up the magic seal. There is. Let's get rid of one of these two. I don't need it. Let's get the set charm. Gonna be kind of hard to grab it. Okay, we got it. Let's get rid of this blue one. What did we grab? It's not what I need. Still haven't gotten the exact thing that I need to drop yet. It's gonna take a while. Slow and steady wins the race. Like I said early in stream, it's about the journey, not so much the destination when it comes to dungeon crawlers. Gonna take a sip of hydration right now, if you don't mind. Alright. Get some more loot. Got a war plan level up. Actually, 2 of them. That's nice. Alright. Don't have any suggestions right now. I wouldn't mind watching the game you're currently been playing recently. Alright. I can continue to play more of this in the future installments. I plan to. This is like one of my favorite comfy games to play. And keeping this, that's right. Get rid of the rest of this loot. Most of that stuff isn't useful. Let's pick up the rest of this junk. I mean, it's not technically junk, but it's not usable for what I'm trying to accomplish with this build. What is this? A Ring of Ravenous. I don't use Rend in this build, unfortunately. So it's more stuff that... I'm gonna even break these down because they're not ancestral. And since I can't use any of these, they're kind of pointless to keep them in my inventory. Get rid of this stuff too. Alright, nice, nice, nice. Let's get rid of some of this stuff potentially here. And get rid of this. Let's get a couple of these picked up. Nice. Let's get rid of these things as well. Alright. Got rid of that stuff too. Good, good, good. Now the major question is, what should we do? We have about 25 minutes left. Could do a couple of boss runs if we have enough keys. Just to break some of the monotony. Not that it's really monotonous. Did we get any keys? Doesn't look like we have any keys here. We have, how many of this? It's hard to see. 2 keys. That's it? Just 2 keys? Okay, I guess we're gonna have to do war plans again. But let's make it a little bit more difficult. We'll go to Torment level 5. See if we can get some better loot to drop as well. There's 12 Torment difficulties. My seasonal character is already at 12. I showed it at the beginning of the stream. Okay. Torment 5. Gives us better chance of getting better gear too. So it increases our chances. It also makes the game a little bit harder, but I think we're up for the challenge. Alright. Let's go Helltide Harvest. Actually, let's not do Helltide. There's a reason for that.
Let us plan our next move.
The pit runs are kind of important right now. So let's go pit. We'll defeat the beast in ice. We have to do an Undercity run. I hate those, but we'll do it. I don't know if we'll do all of these activities on stream. We'll see. Helltide. Okay. Let's do it, Dread Knights. It's you and me against the world right now. Are you ready? Are you ready to rumble? We should actually motivate ourselves a little bit here because we do have sound alerts, right? Let's give ourselves a little bit of motivation here. You know, we gotta have the eye of the tiger, as the saying goes. Eye of the tiger. Let's do this. Should be able to hear the sound alerts. I think I set it up on your side as well. Let's do this. Nice, 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 nice. We're gonna focus and lock in here. Also, speed is kind of important when we do the... I don't think we need any particular loot. We're at 5, and we're just ripping through shreds. We might even be ready for Tournament 6, to be honest. Waking up, down on my feet. I have to do a karaoke stream again. Probably don't think I'll do it on Twitch, though. I'm potentially going to do one on YouTube in June. World's Worst Karaoke Volume 3. I feel sorry for anybody's ears. I'm doing this particular event here because it gives an increased amount of experience points. The one thing is, because I'm at Paragon 238, which is basically... you add the 70 levels that you have normally, they're basically like level 300 and like 50 something. Streamers don't do math on stream. So it's quite a lot of levels. So it takes a while to like level up at that point. Good. Let's move here. Okay. Got some resources, but it doesn't feel like the enemies are spawning quick enough, which is kind of unfortunate. Okay, nice. Let's do this. Okay, good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. But there's not a... You notice we're killing them quicker than they can spawn, which makes it harder to do this event too, right? Because I'm being a little bit too good for this one. But the problem is, since there aren't a lot of enemies on screen, I'm not regenerating my fury quick enough. So I can't really spin around too much. I have to then start doing lunges and stuff. Okay, good, good, good. So what does everybody have plans for the rest of the day? What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be drawing? Or are you going to be watching our streams? Playing some video games? Hopefully having some good noms? Let's get the lair boss key. That was kind of unfortunate. Nothing decent dropped from there. In fact, I'm not going to pick up any of that stuff. It would just be a waste of picking it up at that point. I gotta make sure to put the loot filter back on in this game. Because I have it on my air character so that when I don't get like stuff I particularly want to see drop, it just ignores it. And I keep forgetting to put that on because it takes a while to set it up. I don't want to do something like that on stream because that's a little bit tedious and it takes us away from the action, necessarily. Good. Just kill these things here. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, let's swing on these things. Okay, lock in a little bit here. That was shooting fire. That's going to be a one-hit KO. I don't want that to happen. Okay, great. Let's move over here. Roar! I think I'm going the wrong way, potentially. That's okay. Even if we are, we'll just make our way back if necessary. Spin to win. What is this? Looks like something I can hit, but it's not. Fascinating. Okay, good. I don't think really anything can touch us in this build. This build gets pretty strong. It's actually considered the best build in the game. Like, it's easy to clear a lot of tournament difficulty stuff. Is this an event? Sounds like it. Should we save that lady? We should. No damsel in distress. Oh, she's dead, but it wasn't by my hands. I tried to save her. I failed. It's the second time I tried to save somebody that was a damsel in distress and failed. Dread must do better. Okay. Let's go. Container. Let's get some gold over here while we're at it. Alright. Let's reposition here. Okay, we got the mechanical box. Now we just gotta figure out where the mechanical box goes. It's probably somewhere on the map. Uh-oh. Somebody died somewhere. Wasn't me. Maybe it's over this way. I don't think it's at the up corner. It's definitely not northward at this point. Yep, it's not northward. In fact, it's probably over here. In fact, I probably didn't even need the box. Why did we carry it? I have no idea. Sometimes these dungeons don't make sense. Let's go, call the ancients. See how now when we're in Torment 5, the bosses have a little bit bigger of a health bar? Okay. Let's go get rid of one of these here. Pick up the set charm, open the war bounty. Nice, nice, nice. Pick this up. Thank you, Nightbot. Let's see what it said. I'll get back to drawing and cleaning up my place for the rest of the day. Okay, thank you for coming out, Hydra. I do greatly appreciate it. Alright. Oh, or were you answering my question? I didn't realize that. That could have been the earthing, too. I haven't really done too much cleaning. Alright, let's see. Get rid of that Archon armor. Let's see here. What can we do? Can I do these yet? No, I can't. I have to do them off of that. Let's see, what else do we have? Claim. Okay, let's bounce from this area, and then we're gonna get rid of that loot. And then from there, what I think we should do... We'll probably do the pit run on stream. I don't think I'm gonna have too much more time, necessarily. Maybe? Because I think I'll probably be ending around, like, 6:55-ish, give or take. Depending. Couple factors involved in that. Alright, let's get rid of these. Okay, cool. I did say we were gonna get rid of some loot, but I have to hold on to most of this stuff. Let's get rid of this stuff. It's kind of junk. Unless it's a significant upgrade. We're gonna fix that in a minute. Actually, we should probably do that right now. Hey, look, there's somebody else in the lobby here. That's surprising. I haven't seen too many people. This person... Sladelicious. What an interesting screen name that is. I mean, I'll appreciate that screen name over some of the less say-so ones. That's for certain. Because I'm not, like, a big fan of, like, anybody that uses, like, super offensive, raunchy names in... You know? Video games. I know there's some people that are like, haha, that's funny. For me, I don't necessarily get the joke when you say stuff like that, or make it your screen name like that. Let me double check what the aspect here is. Overpowered bludgeoning. Okay. So I think it is this one here. Let's see, that's not it. This is it. Upgrade it. Nice. That's a significant upgrade to what we have concurrently for a weapon, but we have to put some gen sockets into it. So we're gonna go find the jeweler, which is over here. Alright, not salvage gems. I want to add 2 sockets to this, which is pretty easy to do. Okay, good. We're going to also unsocket here.
Here's what
okay, nice. Let's put that there. Let's get rid of that. We don't need it anymore, and then we can put our lovely jewels that we took out onto this, so it can do a massive amount of damage. The next thing that we need to do, Dread Knights, is we're going to have to put a masterwork on it, which is important because it gives, like, additional buffs and stats. So we want to do damage overall. Let's get a good roll here. Ideally, I want 60. 54. I don't know if I want to take the gamble on that. I think we'll hold with that for now, because I don't have that many reroll things that I want to obviously do. Okay, let's do the pit run. I think we might be able to finish the war plan, depending. Shall we? Onward to the next one. Nice, nice, nice. Uh-oh. Hey, really jumped us at the start of that. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, let's swing. Good job, good job. Let's give the roar. Nice. Let's give this too. Nice. Alright, let's take some of these out. Okay, good, good, good. Alright, let's continue to push here. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, good, 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 good. So, based on the evidence that we have here, the weapon definitely is a massive upgrade to what we originally had. As you notice, we were clearing through this part a little bit better. The one thing, though, that I did notice is that we need to definitely get some movement speed on our boots. Because we're moving around a little slow. We could be much quicker. We could be faster. We are already stronger, but agility is the key here. Also, I need to get something with Fury Generation as an armor piece, just so it can kind of mitigate some of our troubles. Because the one thing about it is that the early stages of this build, Sometimes I spin too much and there's not enough enemies around. I don't have enough fury to keep doing the spinning move. Alright, let's go through here. Nice. Alright, let's do this. Good. Perfect. We'll go through here as well. Alright. Let's go roar here as well. Nice. Cool. Go through here. Nice, nice, nice. Everything's going according to plan right now, Dread Knights. In fact, I think we're getting this pit run done much quicker than I was anticipating, which is good. We might actually be able to finish all the war plans on stream, and then we'll just dip out. I will probably be back here on Twitch on Tuesday. I think Tuesday is the next time I'll stream on Twitch. Same time, 5 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I think what else we'll do is then we'll do Twitch streams on Fridays as well. I think Tuesdays and Fridays is a good day for me to do Twitch. And then Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays is going to be YouTube exclusive streams. So if you're not following me on YouTube, if you're not following me on either of the platforms, definitely consider doing so. YouTube, I do put out videos and guides and stuff as well. Twitch, obviously, the only thing I can do are streams. Let's see here. Go Twister, because it's important. It's like the major focus of this build. Because it's Whirlwind. Okay, good. How many other things do we have? We have 3 objectives to do. I think we could do all of them. I'm fairly confident here. But I need a little bit of motivation here, Dread Knights. I need a little bit of... I need some tunes. I gotta be honest with you, I need some tunes right now. Alright, I do notice, I think OBS was saying that'll tell me something. Let's do some motivation, shall we? I haven't played this sound alert in a while. Okay, let's do this. Okay, good. Is this a nightmare dungeon? No, this is Beast of Ice. This will be easy to rip through. Good. Thank you, thank you. We did it, Dread Knights. Okay, last thing here. Open Sesame. This might be harder to take out, just an FYI. Because it's going to have more HP. And although we increased our damage output, I'm not 100% confident. Okay, maybe I miscalculated. Oh, he stopped us. I hate when he does that. Okay, come on. Got another... Well, Ancient's gotta be careful because he has a one-shot that he does. Is he doing it? He is. Okay. Oh, no, I'm out of fury, though. This is bad. Very bad. No. Okay, okay, lock in, lock in, lock in. Don't panic. Don't panic. That's gonna be rough. I knew it was gonna be rough. Okay, let's try it again. I might have to bump this down. We ran out of fury. That was my major concern here. I was not expecting that to happen. Alright. Let's do this. I need fury. Give me some fury. If I don't have any fury, I can't do anything. Oh no. Oh no. This is a bad mistake, Dread Knights. Okay. Don't let up. Not even for a second. Don't give up. Never give up like John Cena. Bum, ba, bum. Uh-oh. Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. We can tank these hits. We're good. We can tank them. Oh, not if you freeze me. Okay, okay. Okay, we're still good. We're still good. We're not good anymore. Oh, because this stops the mana generation. I don't even know what happened there. Alright, new plan. We have to switch the difficulty setting. Because we can't take out this lair boss, and then we'll just be there way too much. This is why I'm trying to gear up a bit. If you're hearing noise in the background, please pardon that. I do live in a noisy city. From time to time, you will hear emergency service providers pass through. We do wish our emergency service providers the very best in whatever they're responding to in terms of an emergency. That's one of the things, unfortunately, I can't control too much. I could put the noise gate up a little bit higher, but then it makes me sound pretty bad. Okay. Let's do that again. But this time, we'll try not to die so much. Okay, good, good, good. Let's pass through here. I should probably build up that fury with these small fries just a little bit. Wanted to do it at Tournament 5, but it was clearly we weren't just ready yet, because we need a whole bunch of ancestral gear pieces, which we don't have just yet, which is kind of unfortunate. But hey, you know, you gotta try it for science. Can't be perfect in everything. Alright, let's see this here. Okay, good, 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 good. Good, I think we're doing pretty decent. I gotta say it's a little bit better at this one, so it's just kind of knowing exactly where we were in terms of damage output. Like, we could do this comfortably. 5 we can't, not just yet. Oh well, next stream I'll be at probably like 7 or 8, give or take. I do need to improve this build a little bit. Alright, let's go to the next 2, and then Dread will be dipping out after we finish the last 2 plans. Had a lot of fun playing. Obviously, Diablo 4, one of my favorite games. Thank you to everybody that came out, too. I do appreciate it. I'm not gonna put... Should I put one of these? Yeah, let's do it. Could give us, like, a decent amount of gear. The one thing is I hate this particular thing because it's timed, so I have to, like, rush through it a whole bunch. Alright. Let's do this. Get some fury. Game? What are you doing? Game? Game, are you drunk? Game? OBS? Something? These guys with me? Did we have a spike here? What is going on? Oh, no. I think my ISP might be telling me it's time to dip out, too. So I just noticed what happened. My apologies here. Okay, good. Let's take these enemies out. Good. Let's do this. Actually, I might have screwed up this run because of that. Okay, I have to go quick. Alright. If there was a dip in the Twitch stream, I apologize for that. I think my ISP had like a little bit of an issue. You know, it's peak hours where I am. Sometimes Spectrum Internet will be really crappy at times. Let's see here. Get rid of these. Got more time back on the clock, which is good. I think we can make up for that little bit of a blunder, though. Alright, let's get the beacon. Cool. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's push over this way. Let's go through the Undercity area. Hi, hello. You're back again. Oh no, you're someone new. Hello, hello. How's it going? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. How goes it? What's up? How's your day treating you? We're playing some Diablo 4. About to end pretty soon, though. Just trying to finish out the last of my war plans for the day. Playing Whirlwind Barbarian. Okay, good. Let's get rid of some of these. Atonement. Nice. Okay, good. Perfect. Let's continue to push this way. I really don't like Undercity runs whatsoever. Let's get the Spirit Barrier. Okay, good. We're only at level 1. That's unfortunate. I don't think we're going to get a full maxed out level for this, but it's fine. We just need it for the Undercity run itself. Okay, good. Let's push this way. Roar! Gotta love those shouts. Such a fun build, too. I'm glad that Blizzard actually buffed Whirlwind Barbarian in Diablo 4 after so long, because it felt like it was so unfun to play before. Now it's super strong, which makes me concerned that maybe in the next season they're going to nerf it again, just for the sake of argument. Let's see here. I just followed you on X. Your follow would be appreciated. Please don't tell me what I should do and what I shouldn't do. I really dislike that. I don't do... First of all, I don't do follow for follows. That's rude. So have a little bit more etiquette, please. Okay, let's go. Okay, nice. Good job. Let's continue to push forward. Okay, good. Let's grab the spirit rune. Nice. Good amount there. I think we can almost pull this off, Dread Knights. Nice. Good. There is a goblin. There's multiple goblins here. Well, that just worked in our benefit. The run is saved, literally. Okay, good. Nice, nice. Perfect. Good job. Alright, let's take out this boss. And then we'll do the last activity, and we're good to go for the day. Nice, nice, nice. Good amount of damage. Just gotta wait for him to finish his one-hit KO, and we KO him instead. Decent. Oh my goodness, look at that. This is literally rain candy right now. Nice. We may actually get the stuff that we need for a change. Okay, let's get these set charms. Nice. Nice. Decent. Nice. Good. Let's get the legendary. There's a whole bunch of stuff mixed in here. What could it be? There's one more legendary seal. I have the space for it, though. Let's drop these. I don't need these. I keep picking them up, unfortunately. Let's get the legendary seal. Want the rune words. I don't want any of those magic ones. We want the set ones. None of the rare ones, because they don't really do anything for this particular build. We'll also take the two-handed axe while we're at it. Alright. Let's go finish the Helltide, and then we are done for the day, Dread Knights. I do love you all, but 2 hours is more than enough stream time for me here. If you're not subscribed here, definitely consider subscribing if you like the content to help support the channel. Obviously, drop a follow if you want to know when the next time I'm going live is. Awesome progress. Yes, there's one other thing we have to do, though. I'm not just going to end just yet. Alright, let's get rid of this junk. Let's also get one of these here. Two-handed weapons, I really need a pair of gauntlets, so I'm going to skip getting the potential legendary here, hopefully to get a roll. We did not get it. Cry, cry. It's okay. Let's see here. We're going to get rid of some of this stuff. Pretty decent here. Let's get rid of this. Chunk. Alright. One Helltide. That's all we have to do. One more Helltide. Which is technically 2 chests. The problem with that is the Helltide is about to change. In fact, there's not a Helltide available on the map, which is unfortunate. I believe I will do that off of stream, because it is time for us to end. Unfortunately, I did have a lot of fun. We did make some good progress with Whirlwind Barbarian. I will continue to grind off of stream like I mentioned before. Let's go back into just chatting for a quick second. So, I'm thinking the next Twitch stream, hello, will be Tuesday. I'll stream back on here on Tuesday, then on Friday. Those are the 2 days that I'm kind of going to regulate to Twitch streams. I will be streaming on YouTube on Monday. I'll be streaming on YouTube on Wednesday, and I'll be streaming on YouTube on Thursday. It's like the new schedule and everything. Thank you so much to everybody that hung out today. Thank you to everybody that lurked. Thank you to everybody that followed. I do greatly appreciate it. Most importantly, I appreciate you. And I will see you all either on YouTube on Monday or on Twitch here on Tuesday. I'm not sure where I'm going to be playing it. I haven't figured out my schedule yet. But till next time, guys, have a great weekend and rest of whatever you're doing today.